I'm Matt Bichard with REIT.com here in San Diego for REIT World 2012. I'm joined by Niels Koch with UC Berkeley and the founder of the Global Real Estate Sustainability Benchmark. Niels, welcome.
Thank you.
GRESB recently released the results of its most recent survey. What was the most surprising result in your mind?
Well, I got it right here just to show you it's real. I think the most surprising result this year is that the uptake of the survey really increased. So we went to 450 REITs and privately managed funds. So that's a big increase from last year where we had 340. And maybe the most surprising result was that the US is now, by assets under management in the benchmark, the largest respondent.
And can you talk about how the US companies compared to their global peers, and what are some of the biggest differences?
Well, it's interesting also to see that when we started 3 years ago, that the US was lagging behind a little bit when it came to reporting on energy efficiency and measuring and energy efficiency implementation in buildings. What we see now is that the US is also catching up in terms of performance. So the leaders in the US are not far behind the leaders in other regions if they're not the same or better. And the average performance of the US is similar to Europe and Asia. Australia, though, is still leading the pack, but that might not change for a while.
And what's been the response from the investment community to the survey?
It's interesting to see that also the investment community is taking up energy efficiency more and more in its either its investment decisions or in its engagement. So, for example, Cohen & Steers is now using GRESB and the GRESB data in their investment decisions. And so you see that the larger REIT investors start to look at energy efficiency as well.
And this is the first year that GRESB has been involved with NAREIT's Leader in the Light program. What did you take away from this year's winners?
Well, what's very important is that we had 35 contestants for the Leader in the Light program, which is a substantial increase as compared to last year. And what we decided to do is not to look at those 35 as being, one of the same, but really look at different sectors and property types. So we look at Prologis as different from Vornado, as different from Equity One. And that's important because we can now look at sector leaders. So we, for example, see that Prologis is a sector leader in industrial real estate, Vornado is a sector leader in diversified. So it really enables us to look at each and every sector and look at best practices per sector. And what's very important is that more and more REITs start to implement not only energy efficiency measures, but also water efficiency. Think about carbon emissions, start thinking about waste and waste recycling. And we specifically asked for dollar investments and the dollar returns. And if you look at those numbers, this is all low-hanging fruit and very high IRRs or ROIs and a very short payback period.
Well, Niels, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For more on this and other real estate news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.